This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing look at Hearts of Iron 3's Black Ice 10.51 and Third Reich Events together. We're going to continue here, and hey, I hope I'll earn your thumbs up, and I hope I'll earn your subscription if you are new here, but we're going to continue. I like to talk about history while playing the game. That's as much, the conversation on history is as much as anything else. Why I hope people watch. Sure, they like the game, or learn more about the game. Yeah, energy, that is very helpful for us. Now we have a lot of diplomats in that. Let me just, I want to see Sweden. Comintern is influencing, so we're going to influence that as well. We want Sweden to be friendly. Yes, you may have money, or metal, sorry, more money. We want Sweden to be friendly so we can get this Swedish deal bonus early if possible. And again, if you're new here, you don't want to run the clock while the production screen is open, because sometimes something happens and we're not sure exactly what, but it'll crash your game. Some condition happens that goes wacky. Normally just like for a day. You open the production screen while that is happening. So if you ever see like all these go to 0 or something, don't open your production screen to see what's going on. Just wait a day, it'll go away or so. Okay, anti-aircraft ammunition has advanced. There we go. We're going to move this over here and get the other infantry tech being researched now. Off camera, I had most of the SA units get their, well, not their historical leaders, just get leaders, I should say. Polish minority delegation. The Polish minority in Czechoslovakia gave the Prime Minister Milan Hozda, or Hodza, I guess. Hodza, I don't know. Their request. Okay, they want to leave Czechoslovakia. Battle commander recognition. We can identify who the battle commanders are better. Okay, cool. Yeah. Almost to 1938. So just looking here. Yeah, that helps. Not just the CAGs nowadays, but they have in flying boats. Yes, good. We are producing some of those. Brigade command structures. Well, I think that is yes here, so we'll let that continue. 2% ICs until August 38th. Okay, well, we'll get another big. Raid out, all right. Destroyer class, let's improve destroyer. You know what would be cool, people? If you want to do something, is somebody wants to take on a bit of a project here. Let's see, it's, the battle plans here. Is go in and get that and see if you could edit that file and just add more river names around the world. I don't know. Tigris and Euphrates, but the Jordan we already have here. But okay, I don't know. Got a lot of the important ones. But if you want to do something like want to do a project, and then give it to the Black Ice people for them inclusion in the next version. Okay, armored HQs have advanced. Very good. We want that. Okay, that's down here. Okay, 38, and now it's okay. We're gonna come up to here. I'm gonna wait a few days for that. Let's do this radio. And we're going to come over here and we're going to do this. And yes, lose a bit of supplies. Okay, that's what I've been waiting for here for. Let's call this the 22nd. I don't know if there's a 22nd, but let's call this the 22nd. And I know there'll be maybe more historical ones coming, and I don't know. I'm not that, detailed of a historical player. Okay, Papa Hoth. And 23rd, and they may get pulled away, some of these commanders here. Let's see, do we have an HQ around here that would be that, I guess. Okay, let's the 22nd and the 22nd. Let's come over here. To keep these from being pure armored. So that gives us 4 divisions there. And for the, we'll put these to the 23rd. 23rd. Right, and third, 23rd. Okay, so, and we'll give him to the 23rd as well. So now they're somewhat better organized up. Well, one part of what I'm doing here is having them eat less supplies by creating it. And again, to go over things, theater commanders. Reduce stacking penalty by 1% per leader's trait. So here, so it's 2% stacking penalty down. Not very much. But yeah, if you're overstacking a bunch, I mean, and it's only penalties in combat. I don't think it's anything like supply eating or whatever. So this overstack is not a problem here. So don't worry about that. It's on the front line when in action. Okay, army group. That would be this level here. This is, well, stacking penalties can be a real thing, but it's, but in my opinion, this is much more important, or is more, yeah, much more important in my opinion. Could be wrong. The army group level, the leadership, the skill level here, which is 2 for him currently here. Well, this is going to disappear. I'm not going to worry about it. That's an army commander. Decreases supply consumption by 5% per skill level. So he's 2. So the units below him, which are just these couple of Luftwaffe units, reduce supply eating by 10%. So if you had, say, a 5 skill level person, that would be 25% less supplies all subunits are eating. So that can be really powerful. An army command, which is the green ones here. Yes, green ones here. That's the army command. And that now he's just SA level, skill level 2. That increases organization by 1% per skill level. So if you have a 5 skill level commander, 4 and 5 is not unlikely. That's a 4 or 5% organization bonus. Now, in my experience, corps commanders, their skill is useless in my experience, because I rarely see, and this is playing from the German side here, rarely see the idea that it's improves chance of a reserve unit, of a reserve division, but it could be a single brigade. I didn't know we had somebody that didn't have an officer. Entering into combat. That to me seems, enough of the units seem to get into the combat instead of being stuck in the reserve. But maybe it's more important than I think, and maybe I just have enough decent corps commanders that isn't that big of a deal. And divisional commanders increases combat efficiency by 5% per star level. So he would increase combat efficiency by 15%. So that's why all these command levels are important. Yes, I have the cheat sheet graphic out. And these traits that you see, German General, Knight's Cross, Defensive Doctrine, at the division level, so you get 100% of the effect. At corps level, now does corps commanders do have an effect here. Corps levels, it's 50%. So the effect of all these traits here is 50% for the units below him. Now, if this corps command is actually in effect in combat, I believe you're getting 100% of those. So like if you throw him, because he's a fortress buster, and you want to use this medium artillery and part of the siege and the cavalry, you want to he'll get that effect, but he'll also still affect the other units. For the army level, it's 25% of whatever their trait skills are, and these are the skills of the traits. And army group, it's 12.5%, but 12.5% spread over an army group is pretty good. And at theater level, it's 6.5%. So if it gives like a 5% bonus, yeah, I don't even know if it hardly registers on something, but It theoretically does, but again, that's spread out through the whole of the theater. So where you might get a bonus is if you have a good collective bonuses for like supply use reduction. The guys with the little wheel symbol there for the supply. That so you get a field marshal or whatever with all of those things. That reduces everybody's supply usage, which is very good. Okay, cruiser fire control, computer. 34. Yeah, let's do. But having a reasonably good command structure is useful. Friends, I hope they were nice friendlies. Okay, we built up even more spies. So what I'm going to do is come here. Let's lock this down. Let's unlock this, and reduce this down. Let's go all the way down. No, let's have extra go into research that pops up. And that's because we did that. And airport capabilities. Ludendorff's funeral. Peter. So he's dead. He was his own type of crazy. Okay. Let's see. Armor spearhead advances. There. Grayed out. This is going to take a long time. We'll get started on this right now. Okay. Go to. They've conquered there and annexed the territory to Japan. They may eventually give it over to some other, like these guys up here. Yep. Some of it. Oh, yeah, whatever. That section of it. Hopefully they can hold it. Probably better for Puppet State. Because, I don't know how many ICs they would have gotten here. Don't know that okay, it's this flag. So they have provincial claims. So does that mean cores on it? Maybe. So they may get this better, more efficiently used. A little bit of steel. That's useful to Japan. They have a steel problem, or should have a steel problem. But an IC or two more efficiently used, and manpower more efficiently used for them would be better for that ally. Such a minor. Okay, we are in a current deficit just by a little bit. So let's see how the Soviet Union. I see Sweden there. So Soviet Union, they have money. Let's see if we can sell them more supplies. And yes, we want the Bank of International Settlement. 4,000 supplies. We'll get big jump in money. 600 obviously, and more ICs. Good. Lot of this. For that last playthrough, I'm still wondering if I'm going to have, well, I'm going to be getting Austrian and Czechs. I sees fairly soon. Yeah, I guess we'll continue with that. Did something. What was it? Okay. Oh no, that's the Bank of International Settlement. Got us a little bit of leadership boost. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're gonna, as I'm gonna. This isn't that bad of a thing, but we're gonna do this now. I sort of hate doing this because of this sitting up there. I constantly have to. Oh, my. You know, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? But it's just a few days, so we'll do that so I don't forget more that I get if I don't do so now. Okay. Begin to try to unlock. Well, let's come over here. Let's look to. We're going to do tracks and suspension. And okay, we established the training hotel here. That was because we paid for this before, and now this is happening. So we're also going to get some more training ships, subs. Oh boy. Okay. Problem or is that a problem? Okay. That is a problem with Third Reich Events. What has happened is the naming convention has changed. I think that is it. So I have to go in. I'll do that after this playthrough. Go in and it loaded an order battle, and I have to change it to. They've renamed. Submarines are now had been, you know, like a group of submarines. Now they've become individual submarines. So I'll have to do something about that. See what that is, and that's why we're playtesting that, to try to fix it. Finland, we would give them money for rare materials. Okay. Okay, good. We want the Finland, so let's do some more trades with them. And this is some of the reasons I don't know how far I'm going to go with this playthrough. So if you're like waiting for me to invade the Soviet Union, we might get there. I'm not saying we won't. I just don't know. Meaning this one little, missing out on this one little bit of subs isn't a reason for me not to keep playing. But if there's several of these of significance. Okay, we've learned that Romania is quite, okay, they're trying to move themselves towards the axis. Not historically correct for this period, but okay. Maybe they're moving. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Let's see there. Okay, and where are they here? They're right here. They were trying to move themselves more towards the Allies. I just was wondering if maybe they were being influenced by the Soviets going too far, so they were trying to pull back from that. Okay, and one of these things we may be missing here. No, but one I'm definitely wanting to stop is Naval HQ. Pushing. Oh, and and mm, yeah. So we're just want to get more towards the axis. Okay, we are going over to the first, so we lost that negative penalty indicator. And our penalty isn't as big. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Annual espionage focus. Normally you just do that. I know it's just 1%, but ruling party support. Yeah. Political supply, 2%. I think we're going to do that because do that. We're going to do that. How's our manpower doing? Okay. We have a manpower problem on the last playthrough. But we're pushing a little harder on some of that. I think we'll do Reich economics again. Do long-term heavy industry. Grunberg and Frankfurt der Oder. Frankfurt der Oder. Can I figure that it's on here? Okay, so we got a heavy, now two heavy industries here. So what we're going to do is just increase the hell out of that. And Grunberg. Is that Greenberg? Grunberg? Why do I know that? Why do I know that? I think it would be because of, do you know? Murder on the Orient Express, I think. Could be wrong about what it means, but I have a feeling that's what it means. We had a place with 2 or more ICs that it's been put up for having heavy industry. It should be somewhere that is right or the green, obviously. sometimes obviously they're behind counters. Yeah, they still look there. Oh, here it is. Okay, well, I thought it was gonna. No, I thought it was on. That it was at one or more. So we're going to increase this up just because that is a percentage boost, and boosting that will be much more profitable than boosting just one. Okay. Coming. We get that in full in production. We just minorly in production for that date, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. Yes, you may have metal. Oh, that's right. We also need to do economic boost, and we want to do long term. Uh, well, we have national highways, we have railroad tycoon. We'll want to do maybe the agricultural next. That way we get our manpower coming in. Last time I think I did this next. We definitely don't need the energy. We don't need the metal. The oil, 10% oil might be critical. So, but that's a 10% down modifier of manpower. Where that get that done first. So we want to do that long-term investment. Okay, low popularity has hit us. Lost medium and infiltration tactics. I think that, okay, here, 34, we'll let that continue. Willie Messerschmitt is a genius. I think it's overdone in this game. And no, we've got several of these. We're going to say no need for this one. Okay. Farm mechanization and mining. Farm mechanization. And that does make a lot of sense that we would get more. Well, you see here, it's only 200 money, but I've upped the amount of supplies heavily in this cost to, what is it, 40,000 instead of probably like 20,000. So I've reduced the money down considerably because again, I'm all for I'm all for these costing things, but not money, other things, and metal for all the stuff. So that just basically almost entirely took our supplies in half. And if you and there is a check for levels of supply. So if you don't have a huge amount, roughly that amount or nearly that amount or whatever it is, I forget right offhand, but yes, I do make it. You have to have it. So you need to overproduce on supplies for TRE. So many of the significant events on TRE are paid for in supplies, because I figured that okay, Spanish Civil War is over. Okay, so 15%. They now have the real clever way of doing, 5 IC bond penalty for 250 ICs. Is how that's sort of calculated, and then for that, then it's like 2%, and 15 ICs for 250 IC, number here, in that range is 6% for the amount of time. That's more clever coding than I could do when I was doing this, and so I just make lots of supplies, cost of that, because that takes out. Yes, it can vary by your technology as how easy it is to make supplies, but it was a way to do a cost that wouldn't super affect you. 10% cost. Well, how many ICs do you have? Early in the game, you sort of kind of know. Later in the game, it can vary. Okay, so we have the end of the Spanish Civil War. Good for them. They got it over about a year earlier or so. It was in 39 that it ended. I'm not sure when. Yes, we want to upgrade and make support brigades. Very good. Need. And so now we have, okay, Austrian economic miracle. We haven't got Austria yet, but okay. So 5% more ICs, 10% more supplies and research efficiency, plus 3%. Very good. Tactical attack focus. I'm guessing that's over here. There it is, yes. I know we're in 39 or 38 already, but I want to do some of these that will unlock others. First, what is now gasoline engines? Oh, that also must have popped up. Yep, 41, way too advanced because we want to unlock these. So let's look for other things that might help. Now, the Monroe effect didn't happen for the Germans. Monroe was an American. Figuring out that. We'll do that early. That's, well, I mean, now as opposed to waiting for the historical date. That. The command. I don't know why that's there. It's there in Kiel. I'm not sure. Let's send them up to here. And Brandenburg command. Okay, good. That doesn't cost us too much. Okay, so we have that unit there now. That unit is, just so you know, almost useless, literally, even once it gets organized up, but it is useful. Attach one or more of these brigades to other divisions. That's where it becomes useful. So whether you want to keep this together and attach it to, something that, because we do have 8 brigades here, I don't know, attach it to like this division here, and whatnot, or if you want to split it up and have it attached, then it becomes useful. Okay, we stole some American blueprints. Artillery preparation training to level 1. Yeah. So, okay. So what this has allowed us to do, and I don't know, some of these with certain experience, in combat, will become as well as some of the other texts. Some of these will become available over time, and I think this is one of them. But we got it to level 1. Now, all studies show that this is an inefficient way to get technologies. Better to just research them. But what can happen is, now it was at level 1 because of the date. Sometime you might steal something that's at level 4. So instead of having to grind all the way through it, it's already up to level 4 and you get that level stolen into you. So we've got a new tech or a new doctrine capability that will be of help. Alert. And attack of focus is that. Yeah, thought so. Okay. Looking. Yeah, we'll just do that now. Okay, Hirado makes a long flight, goes all the way out to Indonesia. See, Germany, boom, boom. Well, through Indonesia too, down to Australia. So, yay. Just interesting things. But trust me, they learn, about building aircraft with longer, better fuel tanks. We give them energy for money. Yes, please. So that does help aircraft development and stressing it out because it's they fly all the way out there, all the different conditions. How well does it do? Okay, this is Administrative Procedure of the NSDAP book. This was one that was for sale that I got. The graphics were pretty rough nowadays, by Franz Xavier Schwartz. There's two guys with very similar names but very different. Though I've seen, I think it was his picture on the other guy's thing published in Munich. So, yeah. Okay, so this increases popularity just a little bit, not like a point something. An organization +2. I don't quite understand how organization levels here translate into popularity, but I guess they do in some fashion. So that will hopefully get us back to at least medium popularity in time. Yes, you have energy, Austria. We're trying to get closer to you. First popped up, I thought it was Latvia. Yeah, look how close the flags are. Look at how close the flags are. Slightly different color, more of a maroon reddish, and a narrower band, relative speaking. Hope they don't get in a war with each other. They might, get confused who's on whose side. Keeps fighting. Okay, we've got that. That'll be useful. Um, yes, yes. They're just taking you away for public health reasons. They're just doing all this for public health. Don't you understand? It's just for public health. They don't give us a HQ. Ooh, did I say no to it? Maybe I did. There was no HQ given to me. I probably did just click the wrong thing. Right. So when they come up with a van, take you away for public health reasons, what do you do? What do you do? Don't get in the van. Oh, but it's just public health. And the camps are in Brisbane or wherever in Australia. Yeah, don't get in the van. Don't get into the van. Self-sealing fuel tanks. That would be um, okay. How bad are okay? Well, we're pretty bad, so now let's stop this. I don't like to have too many in the red because I want to think whatever it is I'm actually doing is actually being researched. Oh, you want a submarine? Okay, I guess so. I don't know that we're going to get in a war. We might, probably not this playthrough, but we might invade Europe someday. I think I've done. I don't know whether they came into the Axis or invaded. Spain. Ooh, a lot of energy. Great. What that means there. Okay, supplies, fuel. Okay, we have lost. Okay, we've lost the okay. My fewer supplies factors happen to us. I don't know what that is, honestly. Rice Chancery, yes, beer build one. Though I think that I'm not sure if that's the light Wolf's Ministerium building. I may have that. No, that's the Chancery there, but I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. He's there with Goering, but Goering could be because that is, I'm pretty sure, the Rice Chancery. Yeah, that's definitely the model of the Rice Chancery. Those two doorways are fairly large archway that you can drive an automobile either side, and you drive in through to there. You get through this plaza, you get out there, and then you walk something like all along through here over to here, and the Führer's office is over here. I think that's where you see him off the balcony, or but maybe it's on the other side. I don't know, but it's somewhere on this corner of the building is where you see the Führer out there. The other thing. So it was meant and it was designed to be a thing that you would, this is a normal sort of street here, and this is a normal sort of street in the part of Berlin that this is, and so you're in a car, being chauffeured in. And you come in through here and through all of this, and you walk through all these hallways, get into the big room, and we'll see some stuff, photos in there. So it was all meant to be an overawing display. And Hodza, of course, was one that was used on when to get him to back off of or back down over Czechoslovakia being finally dismembered. Not the Sudeten crisis earlier. I'm not sure. This was another thing I thought was very interesting. This is a souvenir that somebody collected from a diplomatic reception for Milan Stojadinovic. That's that guy there, being hosted, of course, by Austrian Minister von Rath. That's that guy there, the Foreign Minister von Rath. up there in Berlin, and they went around because the tables were those are the numbers where people were seated, and they had one of the guests went around to the other guests and got a bunch of signatures. And that was up for sale a few years ago, I believe. And so I thought, and then I found the photo of the event. Thought that was sort of interesting. So it improves, having him come up to Germany improves our relationship with Yugoslavia. And money for crude oil. Okay, we have a surplus of about that much. Yes, we will accept that. To save this here. And I want to thank you all for making it this far in. I really do appreciate it. Those of you who like to check things out, and I will, after this is over, go look at that order of battle to see what's going on there, and see what needs to be changed. TRE. So thank you so much. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.